Okay, so welcome. Are we session 10? Yeah, session 10 of the 12. So this week we're going to be doing a mindful compassion practice. You can do this sitting or lying. So listen to what you're in the mood for today, actually. If you're feeling particularly tired, I would advise keeping your eyes open, softly focused. And if you are struggling with a cough or a cold, which I certainly know one person is, please bear in mind that being with the breath can be particularly difficult. So an invitation to really focus on choosing a point within the body to observe the practice from when the mind wanders. So, oh, the door's just flung open. Hang on. Sorry about that. Yeah, so like before we step in from our thinking brains into our being more with our bodies, this idea of sort of observing things from the sideline, we don't need to stick ourselves right into our experiences. We can observe them from the sidelines. This is one of the techniques that you're cultivating in doing these practices, and being kind to yourself. Non-judgmental stance. Okay, let's begin. So taking a moment to arrive and settle in your body. An invitation to scan from your head down to your toes, checking in with each point of the body. I'm checking for points of tension. So let's begin. Let's have a little exploration of the face. So an invitation to scrunch it up and then release. Moving down to the shoulders, bringing them up to your ears, and then dropping them down. An invitation to slump into the body and then elongate the posture. Elongating that spine, gently tucking that chin. So we're exploring the opposites, the opposing. Holding the belly in and then relaxing it whilst maintaining that posture. If you are sitting, of course, if you're lying down, exploring the movements in that position. And then just checking that your hands aren't clenched. So clench them, tighten them, and then let them go. And also just checking in with your jaw. That can be a quietly held in tension part of our body. Allowing the tongue to be at the roof of your mouth. And then just scanning around your body in your own time, just for a few moments, exploring what stands out and what's quiet. Giving some attention to the quiet moments, the quiet bits of the body. Expanding our awareness to explore what isn't drawing our attention. Widening that lens of awareness. And then an invitation to find a point within your body or your breath that you can anchor yourself within the practice. So when your mind has wandered off, lost in the stories, which can be little bit more intoxicating within the mindful compassion practices. You can bring your attention here each time the mind has wandered off. Just finding somewhere. Could be your little finger, could be your big toe, could be the tip of your nose, it could be a point within the breath. A neutral point without a juicy story. You don't tend to criticize, just something that quietly gets on with it. Or you may choose to anchor yourself in sounds. Tastes, smells. Being playful and curious and interested with how you can anchor yourself in the present moment. And then returning your attention to your body. You breathing here. The contact that you're making with the earth. The air against your skin. The fabric of your clothes. What feels warm, what feels cool. The throbbing and tingling of being alive. Remembering to take care of yourself within the practice. That my guidance is simply that, a guidance and an invitation. You don't have to follow my instructions, and you can decline invitations. That anchor within your body or your breath is there throughout the practice. When your mind has wandered, or if there are parts of the practice that you don't want to do, honoring yourself, listening to yourself, taking care of your needs. That's what we're learning to do, to listen and pay attention in this very specific and deliberate way. Building on those neural pathways that support our well-being. I'm now going to invite you to bring into your mind's eye a living being or a person that brings you joy. Someone with easy, simple joy. If people aren't easy to think about in that way, a bird, a pet, a plant that you've cultivated. A living being that brings you joy. Noticing how the mind files through people or things, pushing some to the side and clinging on to others and resting with one. And then dropping into the felt sensation of holding this living being or this person that brings you joy in your mind's eye. this living being that brings you joy, experiences hardships, and seeks contentment. Bringing a kind and open welcome to your experience. Observing the coming and going of your experience of holding this living being that brings joy in your mind's eye. Do the sensations feel light or heavy, warm, cool? Their shapes or their colours? And then an invitation to place a hand on your heart and one on your belly. Hold yourself. You can say these words out loud or internally, holding this living being that brings joy in your mind's eye and saying to them, may you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. And may you be kind to yourself and others. And then letting go of holding yourself, if that's what you chose to do. Bringing yourself back to your body, your breath, and just checking in with your posture. Weaving any movements into the practice. Now an invitation to bring into your mind's eye somebody neutral. So this is somebody that you maybe don't know their name, you bump into occasionally in the shop. Could be one of the bin men. Could be somebody who works at the town hall or your local bank. Somebody you're familiar with, but you maybe don't know their name, you don't know their story. You wouldn't know if they moved or changed jobs. Just picking one person and then dropping into the felt sensation of holding this neutral person in your mind's eye. that this person experiences hardships and seeks contentment. That they'll disappoint and be disappointed. That they'll bring joy. Receive joy. What can you notice in your body as you hold this neutral person in your mind's eye? Each time your mind wanders off, congratulating yourself for noticing and coming back to that anchor within the body, or back to that neutral person. Noticing how the mind fills in gaps, creates stories, a narrative. And as best you can, being with the felt sensation of your direct experience of holding this neutral person in our mind's eye. And then an invitation to place a hand on your heart, one on your belly. And saying to this neutral person, may you be well. May you be at ease. May you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. And may you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well. May you be at ease. And may you be kind to yourself and others. And then moving your hands back down to your sides or your lap, wherever they were placed, wherever it's comfortable. Now an invitation to bring into your mind's eye somebody who's bringing you a bit of difficulty at the moment. Somebody who's annoyed you. Doesn't need to be anybody too complicated. Being careful who you choose now. If you want to dive into it, go for it. Taking care of yourself, listening to yourself, being careful about who you pick. You're holding this person who's a bit of a challenge, you a bit difficult, holding them in your mind's eye. And then dropping into the felt sensation of what you notice. I'm thinking about this person. What is the felt experience holding this person in our mind's eye? Heaviness, lightness. Maybe you're surprised by what you're noticing. The impermanence of the sensations, how they move. Maybe they're not moving, maybe they're a constant sensation. Allowing your experience to be as it is, that you're okay just as you are, being with this difficult person. That you don't need to change anything about the experience. We're leaning into it, observing it, being with our direct and physical and felt experience. Dropping from that thinking, analysing, judging, criticising, rationalising mind into simply being with our experience as it is. And then an invitation to place a hand on your heart, one on your belly. I'm going to say to this person, may you be well, may you be at ease, and may you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well, may you be at ease, may you be kind to yourself and others. May you be well, may you be at ease, may you be kind to yourself and others. And then letting go of holding on to your body if that's what you were doing. And now an invitation to bring yourself into your mind's eye. We're often the most challenging person in our lives. It's not the easiest person to be with. Holding yourself in your mind's eye, your joys, your struggles, the delights you bring, the delight others give you. You let others down, and they let you down. That you suffer and search for contentment. Dropping into the felt sensation of holding yourself in your mind's eye. Observing the ebbs and flows, the impermanence. You want to cling on to some experiences and push other sensations away. Allowing your experience to flow, looks like a gentle stream. What is it to be you in this moment? The felt sensation of holding yourself in your mind's eye. And then an invitation to place a hand on your heart and one on your belly. Checking in with that posture. You can say these words out loud or internally. May I be well. May I be at ease. And may I be kind to myself and others. May I be well. May I be at ease. May I be kind to myself and others. May I be well. May I be at ease. May I be kind to myself and others. I'm just resting for a few moments in your felt and direct experience of having said those words to yourself. And then inviting that difficult person into the picture. And the neutral person. And then that living person or being that brings you joy. And holding your little group in your mind's eye. Say out loud or internally, may we be well. May we be at ease. And may we be kind to ourselves and each other. May we be well. May we be at ease. And may we be kind to ourselves and each other. May we be well. May we be at ease. And may we be kind to ourselves and each other. And then expanding that awareness to include our group that meets in person. Those that join in their own time, who are held as part of a group. We come together to practice these skills, taking that active step in taking care of our own health and well-being. May we all be well. May we all be at ease. And may we all be kind to ourselves and each other. And then expanding your awareness to include your household, your streets, your village, your town, going as far as you wish, your county, your country, your continent, the world, the universe. Expanding your awareness as far as you want to go today. May we all be well. May we all be at ease. May we all be kind to ourselves and each other. May we be well. May we be at ease. May we be kind to ourselves and each other. May we be well. May we be at ease. May we be kind to ourselves and each other. And then letting go of holding yourself, if that's what you were doing. Resting in the felt sensation of that practice. Checking in with your posture, your breath, your body. Can you notice what's interesting? Bringing that beginner's mind to your experience. Being patient with yourself. How are you? What's the internal weather report? Calm, stormy, clear and bright, foggy. How are you? I'm going to bring this practice to a close with a poem you'll be familiar with from The Dance by Araya Mountain Dreamer. Just resting in stillness for a few more moments. What if there is no need to change? No need to try to transform yourself into someone who is more compassionate, more present, more loving or wise? How would this affect all the places in your life where you are endlessly trying to be better? What if the task is simply to unfold, to become who you already are in your essential nature, gentle, compassionate, and capable of living fully and passionately present? What if the question is not, why am I so infrequently the person I really want to be? But why do I so infrequently want to be the person I really am? How would this change what you think you have to learn? What if becoming who and what we truly are happens not through striving and trying, but by recognizing and receiving the people and places and practices that are for us the warmth of encouragement we need to unfold? How would this shape the choices you make about how to spend today? What if you knew that the impulse to move in a way that creates beauty in the world will arise from deep within and guide you every time you simply pay attention and wait? How would this shape your stillness, your movement, your willingness to follow this impulse, to just let go and dance? So listening to your body, what you need to do, if you need to walk around the room, do some stretching, yawn. Not easy for the body to sit still. Let's move and having a cup of tea together. This mindful, quiet activity we can bring into our day. Kind of thing that as a child we would have been desperate to do, been allowed to do. Now we can do it whenever we want. We don't pay attention. The sound, the textures, the movements. I'm going to move into a space of inquiry around our experience. So for those of you practicing outside of the space, an invitation to press pause and journal, freestyle about your experience, your direct experience of that mindful compassion, practice of sitting with ourselves and our experiences of holding others in our mind's eye. So we're going to move into a mindfulness of breath to close, and a small observation that in practicing weekly in this formal way, this allows us then to have greater access to moments within our days for that mindful attention, those that present moment awareness that we don't need to be on automatic pilot all of the time. Of course, it's incredibly useful, the automatic pilot. If we had to do everything deliberately, it would take us hours to do anything, but it's those moments that we skip, that we could be bringing a bit more joy into our days sometimes. I don't know if I've told you the story about the time that my mum told me off for eating her cake, and I'd watched her eat her cake, but she'd done it whilst she was doing something else, so she didn't actually enjoy her cake. And then she was really upset. Really upset. I don't even remember eating it. So in taking this time to formally practice each week in this way, we give ourselves greater access to the moments that we skip and make up our lives. Anyway, mindfulness of breath. So we're going to do this in 3 parts, and I'll use the bell between each part. So I'll guide and then leave some quiet, guide, leave some quiet. So to begin with, bringing attention to your body and the points of contact that you're making with the earth, with the chair, with the floor. Checking in with your posture. Remembering that you don't need to go directly into the center of the practice. You can observe from the sidelines. So to begin with, we're going to bring our attention to the in-breath. And you could be observing that from your lower back. You're noticing the ribs at the back. If you're lying down, can you notice how they perhaps touch the floor? Or maybe the rise and fall of the sides of your waist, even, or what you can notice in your feet if you're in-breath. Bringing that careful attention to your experience, whilst taking care of yourself and your needs. The sounds you experience with each in-breath. In your room, outside of the space. Bringing that moment to moment attention just as you breathe in. Holding our attention and then letting go. It's like turning up the volume of a stereo and then turning it down again. Felt and direct experience of our in-breath. Switching the torch beam on, and then switching it off. And then moving your awareness away from the in-breath to the out-breath. Holding your attention and then releasing. Holding your attention and then releasing your experience of your out-breath. Now bringing your awareness to your breath as a whole as you breathe in and pause and breathe out. Observing from wherever you want to observe the breath from. Sidelines, the sounds, the tastes, the colours, the textures, the shapes. And then letting go of paying attention to anything in particular. Just taking a moment to drop into your needs, what you need to do next. Line from the poem, how would this shape the choices you make about how to spend today? How could you take care of yourself in the next few moments after this practice? What does your body need for you to do? And as best you can, taking this sense of connection and awareness into whatever you have left to do with your day. Thank you so much for joining me.